Now, then I went to go on to talk about how Sarah and I met, and after talking about it, I realized that the earliest memory I have of Sarah was when we shared bus number 13 every day from elementary school to be dropped off here in Apple Valley. And the first memory I have of Sarah was my bus driver yelling at me, telling me to behave and ask me why I can't be more like Sarah and Christopher. Because they were very well behaved. And that's the really first memory I have of Sarah. And so I guess she prompted me to start watching her. And I never stopped watching her ever since. And that was great. We were friends. We were at the bus. That was awesome. In sixth grade, the Seagrays left. They moved up to Cleveland. My brother also actually graduated that same year, so suddenly it was just me and Patrick on the bus. And the thing you have to understand about Bus 13 was that it was an experience, and it may be our bonding experience, because after they picked us up at Catholic school, they would then take us to juvie. So all the juvie kids load them onto the bus, and then they would go to the developmental center and pick up all the developmental kids and sit them beside us. And here we are, in our Catholic school uniforms, scared to death. And we would like to thank our parents for traumatizing us with that.
It was character building.
It was character building.
There you go.
It was. And I tell Sarah, it was funny because I had no idea, they were planning on moving back to Apple Valley until I saw them one day at St. Luke's, Father's Note. I was there with my family, and I looked 10, 12 rows in front of me, and to the left I saw Christopher. And I was like, is that Chris? Is that little Chris? And then I looked to the left of him, and I saw Katie. And I was like, well, that can only mean one thing, Sarah's got to be here. And I looked for her, and I didn't see her there. She wasn't there. I saw Chris and Laura, but I didn't see Sarah there. And then I realized we were in 8th grade now, 13 years old. Sarah grew up. Yeah. She grew up. It was like the clouds parted in church, and the sun came down, reflecting off her brown hair. And that's when I began my asthma.
What else, Drew?
I started wheezing. I would wheeze when I would see her. So then I learned that she was going to be re-enrolled in St. Vincent. We were classmates once again. And of course, by that time, I clearly, had developed what I now know were feelings for Sarah. And it was at a youth group dance. Everybody clearly knew, that I liked her, and they wanted me to do something about it, but Sarah was taller than me at the time, so she was pretty intimidating. And slow dance would pass, and then finally I was like, okay. Her friends came up to me, and I was like, okay, finally, okay, go get her. I want to dance with her. And they came back and she's in the bathroom. She can't dance right now. But she made it out. She made it out to the dance floor. And the first song that we danced to was a song by Aerosmith. It was called "Don't Want to Miss a Thing." We will be dancing it as our first dance tomorrow. So that's the story behind that. And I remember that event so clearly, and it surprises her even now that I remember she was wearing a turtleneck. And it wasn't until the bus ride home that I finally gathered up the courage to actually ask her to be my girlfriend. But by gathered up the courage to ask for my girlfriend, I mean that I gathered up the courage to ask her friends if she would be my girlfriend. They did that for me. It was November 11th, 9:27 p.m. And they told me that she said yes. So I was ecstatic. I'm still terrified of her. But we ended up, being boyfriend and girlfriend for a couple months at least. And then comes one fateful day, we had a dance, and she decided that I wasn't tall enough for her. And she said we wanted to be friends, and I was like, okay, we can be friends. And then after that happened, one of my other buddies, Andrew Wood, we grew up together. He came up to me, he's like, oh man, like, I'm so sorry about you and Sarah. Like, you guys started dating in 8th grade, and then you guys would have dated through high school, then you would have gotten married. And I was like, wow, like we could have gotten married. Man. But Sarah wanted to be friends, so we became friends. And better than that, we became best friends, and we continued to be best friends, and we ended up being best buddies through high school, through college, and it wasn't until after college that we went our separate ways, and we just realized that something was missing, and it was that we weren't anymore within arm's reach of each other. So finally, I asked her in person to be my girlfriend, and she very happily accepted. So we did long distance for a while. But we didn't have a choice. And it wasn't until 4 months ago that she moved down to Florida. And I can honestly say I've never been happier in my life. She just waking up next to her every day, just, it completes me. And there's nothing more that I want in the world than to do that forever. We sleep in separate rooms. Separate rooms. Let me clarify. We sleep in separate rooms for this night.
Good night!
So that's the story that we're going to tell our kids.
Which one? Taking that whole group.
Again, I really want to just show my appreciation for the support that our families have given us, throughout the years. Something that Sarah didn't know is that they arranged this marriage from a younger age. But they've done nothing but give us their just endless love and unconditional support, and that means a lot to us guys. And we hope to raise our children the same way, and we use and look to you as a role model for that. Now, when Sarah and I got engaged last fall, and I proposed, it came, it was brought to my attention that I needed to select groomsmen and a best man, and like right away, I thought about my brothers, and I thought about Sarah's brother, and I remember I was sitting in the former KGB prison in Afghanistan, in Kabul, and I called up Anthony, and I was like, hey Anthony, like, I know we just got engaged, like, I really want you to be my groomsman, will you do it? And he's like, well, it's like, you guys are getting married on my birthday? And I was like, well, yeah, but, I mean, I'm going to make you a groomsman, like, it'll be awesome. And he's like, well, Andrew, I guess that's fine, but, I mean, we're going to have all those people there, like, do you think that they're going to remember it's your wedding? So, Anthony, we have a birthday cake up here for you. Come on up here.
How old?
16. Growing up fast.
16, baby!
All right? So we're going to sing for you. Ready?
Happy birthday.